Hello and welcome back to another race here in the AequepaX Racing GT World Endurance Championships. We're in round 6 here at Autodromo Nazionale Monza. My name is Lauren Terrace from Cloudwork Motorsport, and it's a pleasure to be back in the booth again after missing 2 rounds, I think. So yeah, I've been away for a while. Now we're back in the field of what looks like we have 7 cars here for today's race. We have the AquepaX Racing's Mercedes AMG with Fred Dude, Stosio Mealy with Beetlejuice in it, Opa 89 with Racing Team Finlanders, SBM Caliber 50 for Speedbots Motorsport, Mr. Slowly for Full Throttle Racing, AXR Splash and the other AXR entry in the Mazda, and currently in the pits is Turi Racing's MMR Luke Mitchell. So thankfully now, the qualifying session, I hope, was set to 15 minutes. Let's take a look. Yes, it is. Countdown time is currently at 12:55. So we're actually racing, or not racing yet. We're actually qualifying to the prescribed time this time around. And it looks a bit overcast here at Monza. Not sure if rain's on the cards today. I don't think it is though, because it's Monza. Right, so it's full course. It's Monza full course, so it's no rain apparently. So the only thing you guys have to worry about is the lighting on the track, I guess, changing from time to time. Caliber 50 with an early penalty here. I'm gonna guess he got that through the second chicane. Yet again, a favorite here for pole position, the Speedbots Motorsport. Mazda RX Vision, as they have been throughout the season. Very interesting to see. It's AMGs. It's 3 AMGs, 2 Mazdas, Supra, and a lone Aston Martin. Very interesting to see if Opa can shake up the order here. Beetlejuice here setting the early pace with a 47.4. Mr. Slowly in second with a 47.4 as well. Red Dude with the 48.0, Opa with the 48.2, Splash with the 48.2, and Caliber with the 48.3. With ISU to be still with the penalty on. Having that penalty is cleared. That was a 1-second penalty. So even with a 1-second penalty, he is still running with a 48.4. That's not good news for everyone else in the field right now. Meanwhile, Luke Mitchell's still in the pits. Apparently he's still... Well, he did come in last minute into the lobby, so probably still finishing up the setup. Hopefully he can get a run in within the last 10 minutes of this session. We're with Caliber 50 here. Coming up to the Sector 2 timing line, 6/10 up on pole position. So that car really fast to the Lesmos. It was almost 2/10 up at the first timing line before Lesmo won. It gained 4 more tenths through there. Beetlejuice improving by a 10th, but Caliber just destroying that time with a 46.5. 8/10ths clear of the Stosio Mili AMG. Meanwhile, everyone jumping into the pits here. Mr. Slowly carrying a 5/10ths penalty, half a second penalty. Getting new tires, I assume. So does Splash in the AXR Mazda. Not quite the field size we're used to seeing here in the GTWEC, but it's still the top guys pretty much. So the battles are going to be close either way for 1 hour of racing here for the first stint. Red Dude and Opa picking up penalties at the end of the Ascari chicane. Beetlejuice improving by 10ths here. Another 10th here gained. Still nowhere close to the time set by the SBM Mazda. Meanwhile, Luke Mitchell already out on track here. Finally got that setup done on the Aston Martin. Just have to see what kind of time he'll give us here. We're halfway through the session, so he still has half of the qualifying session left to set a competitive time. His closest target so far is Splash with a 48.2. Struggling here compared to the other Mazda, sitting on a 46.5 clearly. Still on a purple here is SBM Caliber. While getting a tow here from Luke Mitchell, who stays to the side of the road. Beetlejuice improves to 47.0, but Caliber improves to 46.3, extending that gap once again. But Beetlejuice is also extending the gap to the car behind him, currently Mr. Slowly. Ooh, going wide out of the Parabolica here. A bit wide than he would have wanted, I guess. 49.3, not a good lap time there. Probably still trying to get those tires heated up, that new set of tires he put it for. Interestingly, Opa not taking a set of tires here. I think he's the only car in the grid who hasn't pitted 4 new tires so far in this session. Obviously, the exception of Luke Mitchell, who just came out of the pits for the start of his qualifying session. This would be his first flyer. Ooh, off the road here at Lesmo 2. He still has time. He still has less than 5 minutes left to set a competitive lap time here. up to the line. Is this an improvement? No, it's not. Caliber, though, setting another fastest lap with a 46.0. Opa moving up to third with a 47.0. The gap between him and Beetlejuice only 0.06 of a second. It's a close fight here for second place. Fred Dude moves ahead of the FTR car with a 47.4. The gap between them was 34 thousandths. Mr. Slowly moves back ahead with the 47.2. And Splash moves up ahead of Fred Dude with another 47.4. It's a tight battle here between the two AXR cars, 39 thousandths between them. Only a couple tenths to the FTR AMG. It's not over by a long shot here. They still have almost a little over 3 minutes left, so that's around 2 laps more for everyone. Definitely going to see some big pushes here from everyone on the last 2 laps. Would it be an advantage though for those guys that pitted for new tires? They're going to have better rubber by the end of the session. That would be Mr. Slowly, AXR, Splash, and Fred Dude on those new sets of tires. Meanwhile, it's looking like a much cleaner lap here for Luke Mitchell on what would effectively be his first flyer. Let's see what he puts up. A 49.7. Fred Dude improves to 47.1, moves into 4th. Caliber calls it there, goes into the pits. That time's too far gone anyway. That's pole position's a done deal by the looks of it. Or he did get a new set of tires. Will he make it though? Caliber pitting for a new set of tires. I don't think he has enough time to get around for another lap though. We'll see. Might be tight margins there if he actually does. Fred Dude and Luke Mitchell copping penalties on their final laps. Their final run, maybe not. Maybe they have enough time to actually get another one. Still a minute left, so definitely more than enough. Oh, Splash crashing out of Lesmo 2. I don't think there was contact though. I think he might have lost it by himself. Certainly no damage on the FTR AMG. Oh, Luke Mitchell out wide here at the Ascari, out of Ascari, Slowly also getting a penalty. Oh, but he wasn't made to serve the penalty, so I don't think... This lap counts, and so would the next. I think that's Slowly's qualifying done. This lap is going to be marked red, and he's going to be made to serve the penalty on the next one, so that's going to be the end of it here. Fred Dude though has cleared penalties on the last one, so he's still in a valid lap here. Still within the shot because only 72 thousandths for Oppo is only 6 thousandths away from Beetlejuice. Battle for P2 still on here pretty much between 3 cars now. Did Caliber get on a lap? He did. He's on the final lap. He made it. Oh, that's not gonna be good. That's a lap abandoned. Out of Lesmo 2. Here comes Beetlejuice out the final corner. Can he extend his gap to the back and seal P2? He gets into the 46s, a 46.953. How about Opa and Supra? Not a good lap here from Opa. It looks like he made a mistake somewhere. So he's out of the fight. And so is Fred Dude. Fred Dude keeps fourth. Well, that's quali over for these guys basically. Our starting grid's gonna look like this. SBM Caliber would get another dominant performance in qualifying, starting from pole position. Where else would he? Beetlejuice in second, Opa in third, Fred Dude in fourth, Slowly in fifth, Splash in sixth, and Luke Mitchell in seventh. That was a close fight for second there for a bit, and Beetlejuice just pulls out a faster lap, but on the very last lap with basically the same set of tires he started with. Again, this is only a 1 hour race. This might just only be a 1 hour race, but strategies can still come into play here. And Monza, you know, it's a temple of speed, and the toe is really gonna come into play here. As long as people keep themselves in the toe, they can pretty much stay with each other for hopefully most of the race. We can have a good one here. It's not like the strategies are going to play their part. Tire wear, by the looks of it, can come into play if the stints stretch on long enough. Ideally, you'd want to be in 30-minute stint, so you can only do a one stop. But well, judging from the fuel loads earlier, I think that's very doable. I think the question will be how much fuel people would need. Maybe save time in the pits by taking on less fuel. So cars like Opa's GR Supra probably have the advantage on that one, being a car known for saving fuel, or having a good fuel eco rather. So with the Aston Martin, and again, the raw pace of a car like the RX Vision GT3 though. Here we go, start of the race. Oh, and I think there was a jump start at the back there, jump start penalty. Or I think it was Fred Dude. Oh no. Oh, look at that. FTR moving up the field here. Caliber just being patient, waiting for everyone across the line, and gets the switch back. FTR jumping up though. Jumped up from 5th to 2nd. Monster start from that car. Oh, I think it was AXR Splash that had the jump start penalty. That car looked like it was moving before it went green. Right now the running order looks like Caliber, Slowly, Beetlejuice, Fred Dude, Opa. Opa had a really bad start there at the Super. What happened, I wonder? Dropped down from P3 to P5. Splash and Luke Mitchell coming up the back. right on the toe of the Mazda here. Can the Mazda, or does the Mazda rather have more exit acceleration? On a Parabolica doesn't look like that's the case. Slowly still right on the back of the Mazda, already 1 second ahead of Beetlejuice's AMG behind them. Tries to make a move down the inside, doesn't quite make it. Meanwhile, gaps forming already. Opel 1.4 behind Beetlejuice, who's leading a train of his own, the AXR train. And the looks of it, it's playing well into Slowly's hands though. Because even if he doesn't make a move on caliper, just being on the slipstream range of the Mazda is allowing him to get a gap going to Beetlejuice behind him, who isn't in his toe just yet. Basically, Beetlejuice is running in no man's land right now. He has no toe in front of him, and the car behind him is far from his toe. The question is, how long can Slowly stay in that toe against the Mazda? Looks like he has a penalty though, but he did get close to the Mazda at the end of Ascari chicane. Maybe that has something to do with it. However, just being careful not to lose the traction there out of Ascari chicane. That's so easy to do. Slowly running wide on the AstroTurf over the wide lines. It's not a penalty in this game. Normally it would be called track limits. You can go as wide as you want through there. Look at the advantage, just like the straight itself. Slowly gained like 3/10 on Beetlejuice behind them, maybe even more. It's just the advantage of being in the toe. That's how important it is. However, he has a half a second penalty to deal with at the exit of the Ascari chicane on this lap, however. Unless something happens, he'll find himself away from the slipstream of the Mazda and into the clutches of Beetlejuice behind him. And he gained another second of penalty here, so he's bound to not just lose the position to Beetlejuice. That penalty might be served right, like, that penalty might end right in front of the rear pack that Opa's leading right now. 1.5 seconds, that's big around here. Because it's not just 1.5 seconds, it's basically 2 seconds plus. There we go, Slowly gets passed by Beetlejuice and is within slipstream range here, Opa, of Mr. Slowly. Beetlejuice is barely away from it though, just 1 second. I think in this game, slipstream starts at 0.8 of a second. With the car in front. All Beetlejuice has to do now is just keep running here. Hit his marks and not get caught by Mr. Slowly, but that seems to be the case right now. 0.8 between the two of them. And already 3 seconds to the Mazda up front. It's just running away now, as he would. It looks like Slowly just has the pace here over Beetlejuice. already within half a second of him. Just has to avoid getting penalties like he did earlier. That was way too costly for him. Again, we're gonna look at the tire life situation here. Beetlejuice just barely wearing tires, but slowly already wearing those fronts a bit more compared to the rest. Let's see. Opa just about the same tire wear as Beetlejuice. Same with Fred Dude and Splash. Also with Luke Mitchell here at the back. So again, slowly just using those fronts a bit more aggressively. I think he might have caught the penalty again somewhere because it's 1.6 now to Beetlejuice. He's fallen back to the trailing pack. Beetlejuice is keeping it safe here, hitting his marks, getting no penalties. Slowly has the pace, but he has to be really careful with how he attacks certain corners like the Ascari chicane and probably even the second chicane, because those are where it's easiest to find yourself violating track limits. Again, 1 second penalty. Not even being too aggressive on the entry there to the second chicane. You know, he's gaining time on Beetlejuice, but those things add up in the end. Get enough of those, he's gonna fall back to Opa and probably get held back. So he has to be really careful from here on. Being aggressive is fine, but yeah, getting yourself another penalty just like that. 1.5 again for Mr. Slowly. And that costs him a position from Opa and maybe even from Fred doing here. Yeah, look. He just loses momentum the whole way. And he's stuck in between the two AXR cars. Gets back ahead of Fred with the slipstream and under the brakes. Yeah, but if losing touch against Caliber, losing position to Beetlejuice, and now losing position to Opa, stuck fighting the AXR guys here at the midfield, he has to be really careful from here on out. He's been getting the penalties in the same spot, so he knows where he's getting them. The tire wear situation being as it is, you can't keep getting penalties and falling back to the guys behind you, because you'll eventually get to the point where they're much better tires than you, and you can't even fight them anymore. With Beetlejuice 4.9 to Caliber right now, but being steady here this is what you have to do, pretty much. I wouldn't want to say slow and steady wins the race, because pace gets you a lot, but just have to be steady in here. Just hit your marks and get those laps done. It's a short race. It's only an hour. But again, getting penalties, all these things add up in the end. Like if you've seen Mr. Slowly get half a second, 1 second, 1.5 seconds. Like without those penalties, he'll probably still be close to Caliber here in the lead. But instead, he's in 4th, chasing down the Supra in front of him. Falling back to like 5th place for like a quarter. The span of a quarter, pretty much. It's easy to get too eager to go for the inside a bit more, to go into the brakes a bit deeper. Try and take the tightest line you can when you're actually gaining on someone in front of you, when you actually have the pace to chase. Lower penalties are active like they are in this game, or in this series. You know, these things can catch you out. Going wide out of the Ascari chicane doesn't help you at all. And there's definitely dirty tires on that car from going that wide. I don't know. Is it a setup issue that makes this car inconsistent, or just doesn't have the turning it needs? Or is it the dirty air that's causing the understeer, and Mr. Slowly is just struggling to trace the line that he wants because of that understeer? Meanwhile, Luke Mitchell on the Aston Martin. Already horrible situation there in the left rear tire. Almost halfway through with barely 13 minutes into this stint. Looking at the fuel situation for everyone, I think 30-minute stints are doable. I just don't know if the tires are going to hold out. Opel with a penalty as well of his own. But if he's But I don't know if they're going to be made to serve on this same lap. This might be a chance for the AXR boys, because they're not that far from those guys in front of them with the penalties. Slowly may lose a place to Fred Dude, but I don't know if he can get open before the Parabolica. Both cars managing to hold position here against Fred Dude, but the momentum is on AXR's side. Coming out of the Parabolica. Red Dude closing in the AXR on FTR with the slipstream, but FTR also had the slipstream of the Supra. So it evened out by the end. Well, the battle for the final podium spot is heating up here. Beetlejuice already 4.1 seconds clear ahead of these guys. And Caliber running away 8.1 from Beetlejuice. We'll take a look at those guys later. This is the fight that's going to be happening for most of this race by the looks of it. Slowly, much closer to Opa now. Will he make a move here? Going into the Ascari chicane. Side by side before breaking into Ascari. What's going to happen here? Opa holds position. Obviously, the more advantageous line on the inside. But that leaves the door open on the exit. And Slowly is right there. Almost pushing the Supra. Going into Parabolica now. Again, Opa holding the inside. But Slowly, I think, with a momentum advantage here. It's a good run out of Parabolica. Right on the back of the Supra down the main straight. Crosses the start-finish line. Almost touching the rear of the Supra. the Supra has the top end here. Will he go for the cutback here slowly? Not quite. Fred dude looks like he got pushed forward there by his teammate. Probably concertina at the first chicane. Again, slowly coming in here. The straight line speed of the Supra just protecting Opa right now. Probably the only thing keeping him ahead of this pack. And I think slowly got a good run out of the second chicane down the inside of the first Lesmo. Gets the position, but I think light contact there, just enough to unsettle Opa and push him wide. But then slowly getting a slow exit out of the second Lesmo puts Fred dude and Splash ahead. But the AXR boys have moved up to third and fourth. But this battle's still gonna go on. Fred now has clean air. And the cars behind are closing in on Slipstream. First of those would be his teammate. Meanwhile, Opa getting slowly back, under braking for turn one. Almost comes into the back of the AXR Mazda. Goes deep in one there, probably cost him a bit of time there. 9/10 between the Supra and the Mazda in front, still within slipstream range here. So they're still in this fight. Just placing the car where he wants to through the second chicane there to keep ahead of his teammate. But Splash is closer than ever now, only 2/10 between the two of them. Looks like he gets a good run out of the second Lesmo here, stays ahead. Actually gains a bit on Splash there before the slipstream comes into play. And these two are actually pulling away from the two behind them, already 1.3 from Opa to Splash. So these two boys need to play the team game and just have Splash push Fred forward whenever he catches him in slipstream. They're working. This is the perfect time for them to work together because those two guys behind are going to be fighting. After getting pushed out of Lesmo 1 earlier, I don't think Opa's going to be in the mood to play ball with slowly whatsoever. And again, those two going side by side. Down the main straight, under braking for turn one. Let's see what happens with them. Slowly has the inside line. Does he take advantage? Opa cuts in from the outside. They say rubbing is racing, boys. We're seeing it right here for the battle for fifth. The Supra versus the AMG. Racing Team Finlanders versus FTR. Slowly gets a good run out of Curva Grande. Down the inside into the second chicane. I think he gets it. I think slowly just has a bit of a pace advantage through Sector 2 here against the Supra. Already a second on the Supra, but goes way too wide out of Lesmo 2. I don't think he's going to get a penalty for that, but he does cost them time. All four off the track there. Dirty tires probably might compromise his entry here into the Ascari chicane, not as much as I thought it would. So those tires are clean. The exit was rough, and this is going to get him a penalty again. Going wide of the Ascari chicane. unless he lifted just at the right moment. By the looks of it, he did. He manages to lift before going out of track, because that's one way you can avoid the penalty. But it did cost him momentum, and it did give him dirty tires on Parabolica, so now the momentum is shifted back onto the Supra, who has the slipstream and has better top end here against the AMG. Looks down the inside at the last moment. Does he take it though? Slowly holds on to the position out of the first chicane, and they are losing time hand over fist to the two AXR cars in front of them. Already 2.5 now the gap. The AMGs are struggling with rear tire wear, with the exception of the FTR car, who's struggling with front tire wear as well. Supra, not so much. Looks like it has got better tires, but having driven this car in the first season of the GTWEC, I think the Supra just struggles in Sector 2 here, in this track. Car's gonna be fast through Sector 1 and Sector 3. If I doesn't deal with slow corners that well, it's definitely going to lose out in Sector 2. And I think someone has a penalty here. Fred Dude is going to be forced to slow down with a 1 second penalty. Splash takes over for third. And I think Fred Dude is falling back into the hands of Slowly. Where could he have gotten that penalty? Best guess would be the second chicane, because that's where the 1 second penalties come out most often. Dude trying to defend from Slowly behind him. Slowly gets ahead. Has the outside here for turn 1. Actually gets the position before even the braking zone. But the momentum that the FTR car got out of Parabolica against the AXR car was enough to put him ahead. Fred Dude now sandwiched between the two cars here, fighting for 5th earlier. But Splash isn't really getting away from these guys. Half a second slowly behind them, so these cars are back in the train. I think Splash is struggling for pace here. Because they had like 2 seconds. Both him and Fred had 2 seconds over the cars behind, and now he's less than half a second ahead of Slowly right now. Fred falls back to 6th, but Opa has a half a second penalty, which he will be made to serve at this lap. So he'll definitely lose that position in Fred as well. But Splash here, getting hounded by the FTR car. Just unable to keep the pace here, it looks like. The last laps were 48.6, 47.8, 47.8. Obviously, FTR's lap times are all over the place with the fighting he had to do against racing team Finlanders. But he's consistently running in the 47s, and Splash just can't get out of the 48s on clean air. He was running 47s. That was when he was behind Fred, when he had the slipstream. And Fred himself is running 47s in clean air. So if Splash can stay ahead of Slowly for as much as he can, I think they'll fall back to Fred Dude and Opa again sometime soon. But if Slowly gets ahead, he has the chance to actually extend the gap behind him. 1.5 second penalty, and Fred has a half a second penalty. This is going to be the theme of this race, isn't it? Penalties, and I'm guessing also in Stint 2. Everyone just getting caught out by track limits. But here we have Splash and Slowly 2.3 ahead of Fred and Opa. So Fred is probably going to lose that place to Opa. But I don't think it's enough for Slowly to lose the place to Opa again. They'll be close. They'll come out like maybe half a second ahead of Opa still. Here it is, forced deceleration. Opa gets ahead of Fred, dude. The momentum's gonna carry him straight towards Slowly, down the inside, gets ahead of Slowly, into Parabolica. And Slowly goes wide, just goes wide. I don't think that left front is not holding on anymore in that AMG. Will he make a move though, down the inside under braking? He's having a look. Thinks better of it. I don't think he had enough momentum to make that happen. Certainly not the tires as well. Opa here has a chance to make a break for it. I'm gonna guess that the FTR cars tires are gonna hit the cliff pretty soon. Almost 28 minutes into this stint, so I'm guessing these guys are gonna pit at the end of the next lap and make the 30 minute stint happen slowly with another 1 second penalty out of the second chicane. And that's gonna put him behind Fred, dude. Gonna lie there on our end. All good. Everyone looking like they're going just wide off the track there for a moment. Opa can start making his way to Splash now. The Splash is still struggling in the 48s. But I think Opa also can get out of the 48s as well, so he's probably just keeping pace with the Mazda in front of him. The fastest car in this pack is probably going to be Fred, dude. But he has the least amount of fuels by the looks of it right now. Out of these 4 cars, he's the first car in the red and slowly peels off into the pits, get those tires replaced. Meanwhile, Beetlejuice just trucking right now, Stozy O'Mealy, and so is Speedbots Motorsport, SBM Redmeister. That left rear is almost dead on that car. Just drifting into Lesmo 1. Look here. And Red Dude already starting to make gains in the Supra, 1.1 seconds behind. And Opa is not really gaining on Splash at all here. The Splash just did a 47.7. Opa did a 47.6. He's not getting as much as he needs to. And he's actually losing time this lap. With the pace that he has, as long as he avoids the penalties, that's the thing with the FTR car. They have to avoid penalties. He has a clear road in front of him. He has the undercut. I think he can make the undercut work here as long as he avoids the penalties. If you get penalties by yourself, that's going to be worse as compared to getting penalties when the penalty ends, you're in the draft for someone. Because all you have to do if you get penalties when running by yourself is you just bleed time. Caliber in the pits right now. Beetlejuice stays out. We're past the 30-minute mark, so the one-stop window is already open. It has been opened by Slowly a minute and a half ago. And as expected, E3, 4, and 5 peel into the pits. The Supra with the most fuel out of all of them, unsurprisingly. But the most surprising bit is Fred Dude in the AMG has 4 liters of fuel left by the end of this. And the more puzzling thing is Opa comes in for a full tank. He didn't need that much fuel, but I guess it's better safe than sorry in this one. Or maybe he was driving for fuel eco the whole time, and now he's putting more fuel. He can actually have... He can probably use more of the revs to push. Earn more fuel that way, but still get more pace out of it, hopefully. Slowly makes the undercut work on Fred, as expected. But just barely, because Fred's still within half a second here, well, within a second, pretty much, of the FTR car. Splash coming out 2.6 ahead of Opa. All of them filled to like full tank, I think. So the gap between, well, there's not much of a gap in terms of fuel because everybody filled to full tank. Just puzzling because the Super actually has more fuel eco. I think he would have gotten away if he had filled to like 95 or maybe 93 even. Stosi Amelie finally coming into the pits. He wasn't trying to make an undercut work or anything, he just ran the fuel down. It was 10 seconds between himself and Caliber before he pitted. 15 seconds, I should say, 17 seconds. Right now, by the looks of it. As long as these two guys don't do anything silly, they'll have 1 and 2 sealed pretty much. The real battle really is for the final spot on the podium, 3, 4, 5, 6, because Luke Mitchell right here is just circulating at average pace of like 48. So he's definitely found pace here. He's worked his way from running high 48s to running low 48s. So I assume he's gonna do the second stint as well. That'll mean well for him in the second stint. Because by then he'll already have warmed up to the car pretty much. And slowly has actually moved ahead of Opa here. These guys just lost a second to Splash in third. Then again, slowly has the pace here. Between these 4 cars, the one with the fastest raw pace is slowly. The only holding him back is himself, getting penalties. Making grounds and Splash here. Lap times doesn't show it, but he did gain 2 tenths there from less mode 2 up until the line, which I think was where he made the pass on them. FTR can start to hunt down AXR right now, but I wonder though, will they be already in fuel? Haven't made that early stop. That's the next question. I think they will be. I think Slowly's alright with fuel because he had more fuel than Fred. He wasn't even in the red when he made the pit stop. Fred was already in the red. I think he carries enough fuel, probably down to the last percentage. They'll make it to the end. Splash already struggling here. Just bled top. Look, he's already taken almost a second off of that gap in front of him. There's 17 minutes left in this race. minutes left in this race, so he slowly can just find half a second every minute. He'll be right with the Stosio Mealy car by the end of this race. Splash getting himself on a half-second penalty here, 3.9 to the back, to the car behind. So not really gonna hurt him, but it's just gonna put him out of touch more with slowly in front of him. But I think that battle's decided, unless slowly stacks up 5 seconds worth of penalties. I don't think they're gonna catch him. And going deep into turn 1 won't help there. Red dude here looks like he has a good run out of Curva Grande. Just loses time the moment he peels off of Slipstream though. That just says how much aero the AMG is packing. Red dude, I think, went for a setup that gave him a lot of speed through sector 2 and until Ascari. That really cost him here at the power bits, basically. Much drag on that AMG. Splash, meanwhile, 3.1 seconds to open behind. About to lose like 7/10 here, maybe a second. Let's see what the gap will be coming into Parabolica. 2 seconds, yeah, he lost a second from the decel penalty. Slowly though, dropped the pace. It looks like he was running low 47s. I think he might have made a mistake that lap because he ran a 48.1, which was the same pace as Beetlejuice in front of him. But he still got time. 15 minutes with 7.5 seconds. He has to find half a second a minute. See, the pressure is on slowly to make that gap. Beetlejuice just has to run his laps. He's not running at full pace right now. He just has to. The gap says it's close, but in reality, Opa's just driving his line right now because he knows that as long as he keeps ahead of the AMG, once they get to the power bits, he'll have enough. He'll just generate enough of a gap back just on power. He just has to avoid making mistakes on corner exits. And not give the AMG momentum. Because even against the car with a heavy drag, if they get enough momentum on you, yeah, you can lose that position. Gap 7 seconds, back up to 7, I should say. It was under 7 earlier. Let's see the lap times here between these two cars. Beetlejuice ran a 48 last lap. I think he might have this race. And SBM Caliber holding a solid 32-second lead, but I think Luke Mitchell in sight in front of him right now. P62. And Next fastest, I think, is slowly with a 46.5, the one we've seen from her earlier. I think everyone else is either in the 47s. Maybe just 47s, mid 47s, low 47s. But yeah. Oh, Opa's... Something happened to Splash here. We didn't catch it, but he's back down to 6th. And Fred Dude found his way in front of Opa. We looked away from the bit and the action just picked up here in the back. Or in the midfield. See, this is the point I was making earlier. Everything added up at the end. All the penalties that he suffered in the early race, those consecutive laps that he just can't run without getting a penalty, it all added up. That's the 7 seconds he's losing. He's behind by now right now. Beetlejuice's teammates, THG Scuderia 51, entering the lobby way ahead of schedule. Probably as a show of sport. Maybe we got room in the lobby. I don't think you should be doing that when the race is still going on. That's distracting. Suddenly a pop-up comes up on the lower left-hand side of the screen. You don't know what it is. Maybe someone sent a PM or whatever. Don't do that. But he has shown pace here. A little faster than Opa in lap time. So if he can stretch out enough of a gap through Sector 2, he'll be fine. For the next 7 minutes, he has to nail every single apex. He has to nail every single corner in Sector 2 to keep the Supra behind him. Better yet, give his teammate a chance to pounce on the Supra. Not by backing him into him, but just giving him dirty air enough so that the Supra gets unsettled with understeer and allows the Mazda to close the gap behind him and probably get a bit more momentum on the slipstream. Slowly needed half a second a lap. Well, half a second a minute. Now he needs a second a minute. And with those tires, I don't think he can make it. At an average pace of 148 per lap, with 5 minutes, with 4.5, well, not 5.5 minutes left to go. That's 4 laps at most. Still, he has to run on that set of tires. He has enough of a gap behind him. Maybe just hold on to those tires, but I don't think he's catching SCS in front of him. There we go. Fred Dude just loses time on the main straight, but he did have enough of a momentum out of Parabolica to keep the Supra behind him, because the Supra's not really doing well out of turn 1 on the first chicane. And Splash is falling away from the Supra in front to offer any pressure from behind, so Opa's just really looking in front of him. He only has Fred Dude inside. He's not worried about the Mazda behind him. Fred Dude making the most out of Sector 2, actually pulling out a second. Fred doing exactly what he needs to do to stay ahead of him. But here, oh, what happened here? The Super looked like it just stopped midway through the first chicane. What? Well, that was bizarre. I hope it was just lag on my end, but it looked like he just stopped midway through the first chicane. Like the car just bogged down for like. It looked like he pulled third instead of first, going through the first chicane. And now Fred Dude's 2 seconds ahead of him with Splash breathing down behind him. Now he has to look behind him because the boss is right there. What went wrong there for Opa? That's so weird. Slowly gets a 1 second penalty. But those tires, hard to say it wasn't coming. It's hard to avoid going wide out of corners when your tires are dead. I'm not even gonna blame it on over-eagerness or whatever, that's just how it is. Meanwhile, Beetlejuice might have enough for one more lap. Slowly might not. Caliber definitely has enough time for one more lap. I don't think Slowly has enough for one more. I think he's 10 seconds short of making one more lap. Well, Opa managed to hold off Splash and actually closing the gap with Red Dude again. But I think he ran out of time. I think that's it. I think that decided P3 unless Fred does P4. Unless Fred does something like that. Oh, I hear something. Oh. Splash crashing out of the second chicane. That's the end of the hostilities in that one. Okay, Caliber just started his final lap. Beetlejuice, I think, has enough to just cross the line with time in hand. Yeah, he made it with 10 seconds to spare. I think Slowly will make it. Barely. Oh, he slows down, so he doesn't have to do one more. And that's it. Mr. Slowly crosses the line, seals the deal for P3. Fred Dude will cross the line ahead of Opa to seal the deal for P4, and Opa finishes P5. Splash will finish in P6. Very gingerly coming across the line though with that damage. And Luke Mitchell will finish in P7. Oh wait, did Slowly not get the flag? He didn't get the flag. He didn't slow down enough. Oh wow. That's very interesting. We saw Slowly back off. After he went past the pit entry line, he was backing off to try and catch the 1 hour mark at the line, but I think he crossed it with like tenths of seconds. Probably a couple tenths, just crossed the line a bit too early. Either way, he sealed P3. Beetlejuice would be in P2. The point is going to be a Mazda, AMG, and AMG for Stint 1. Well, I sure hope they don't run out of fuel. just does at the line. I think that's why he wanted to avoid getting the extra lap, because he didn't have enough fuel for one more. Again, well done. A well-deserved win, a dominant win again from SBM Rennmeister with caliber 50 behind the wheel. So here's the final results of the Stint 1 of round 6 here at Monza. Caliber 50 in first, Beetlejuice in second, Slowly in third, Fred Dude in fourth, Opa in fifth, Splash in sixth, and Luke Mitchell in seventh. By the end of it, Luke Mitchell had the fastest lap in the 47, so well done to him. Definitely ready for Stint 2 if he's gonna do the double again. Look at the fastest laps here. If you take away the two guys in the 46s, it's a really close grid here. But that has been Stint 1 of AXR GTWEC Season 3 Round 6 here at Monza. I'll have to hand it over to, I'm guessing, my partner Styx TC for Stint 2. So look forward to that, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on, I think, the finale. Again. Thanks for watching.